Hi and welcome to Grandads on an Enfield. Today I'm going to talk about my history on motorbikes. Like I said before, I started at the end of 82-83 on a Vespa 90 at the age of 16. There was no restrictions on what sort of bike you drove on a provisional licence. If you could afford to insure it, you were able to drive any bike legally on the road. As there was only one insurance company at the time, they didn't give a discount if you had a full licence. Also, there was no limit on how many provisional licences you could get. It was only when more insurance companies came to Ireland in approximately 96 that it made a difference as to what you paid for insurance based on your licence. So from 82 until 97 I had a provisional licence. I never had an L plate on a motorbike, even for my test, as it wasn't a requirement. I done my test on a 1984 GPZ 550 Unitrack. No training, no pre-test, no lessons. The insurance group at the time was a moped 49ccs and under. You had to give the reg number. Then any bike up to 100ccs. Then any bike under 200ccs. Any bike under 350ccs, then under 500ccs and under 750ccs. All these covered any motorcycles, so if you had insurance for 750cc, you could drive any bike, whether you owned it or not, up to 750cc. We'd never need to put a reg number on any insurance. So at one stage I had 6 bikes all under 750ccs under one policy at no extra costs. If you got a bike bigger than 750ccs, the plate was put on your insurance cert, and you could only drive that bike. So of course this made bikes 750ccs and under much more popular. This changed to move in line with the EU UK type of laws in, I think it was 2013. I can't remember when the insurance changed, so now you have to insure each bike you own, or you can drive someone else's bike as long as they have it insured. Also on this note, we had no MOT or any other yearly test, and we still don't. The only problem with this is there are some bikes on the road that shouldn't be anywhere near a road. It could be lack of brakes, to no lights, to engines that get more miles per gallon of petrol than they do on the oil they use. Bikes of note I have owned. First there was a Vespa that I started on, so I always have a soft spot for Vespas. Most reliable bike I've owned is also the bike I've owned the longest, which was the Kawasaki GBZ 550. I owned this bike for over 15 years, used it to get to work 80 miles round trip every day, 6 days a week, and never let me down through rain, hail or snow. Best vintage bike, believe it or not, even though I've had a good few 250, 350 and 500 Enfields, is a 1960 BSA Super Rocket 650. Newest bike I've owned is the Royal Enfield Interceptor, as this is the only brand new bike I've owned. I also have a 3 breakdown rule, as in if the bike breaks down and won't get me home 3 times, it is fixed and then sold. The only bike I didn't apply this to was a 1947 Norton 60H. This bike became so unreliable that I had to stop driving it, as it broke down every time I took it out. Other bikes I've owned include a Harley Davidson 883 Sportster, about 4 Moto Guzzi Californias, Triumph's 500 Speed Twin, a 650 Bonnie, a Sprint 900, Yamaha's on the 2-stroke RD 80cc to 350cc's, TDM 850, XS 400, 750, 850 and 1100, Suzuki TS 100, 125 and 185 TS, as well as an X5 and a DR 125. These are only to name a few of the bikes I've had. Honda CB 250 RS, Dominator 650, Goldwing 1200, CD 175, a Pacific Coast 800, which was one of the hardest bikes I had to service because of the amount of body panels on it. BMW Boxer Twins from the mainly from the 70s and 80s, a Fonduro 650 and one of my favourite boxer engines, an R850R. I've also had MZ 250s, 2-stroke singles, and Jora 2-stroke 350 twins. Now, being a nobody, I don't get to ride the latest bikes or get off at any press bikes. Are there any bikes I'd like to try? Of course, but I prefer bikes without much tech. I've had a very small spin on a Scram 411, but not enough to make a valid opinion on it. I would like to try the Himalayan 450, the new Bear 650 with the green frame, only if there's a main stand on it. The BSA Gold Star, but again only if you can put a centre stand on it. I've looked up spare parts but can't find one. Please let me know if it can be fitted. Also, I'd like to try any of the Indian range. I'd also like to try the new 400s from Triumph and some bikes from the CF Motor range. Bikes I like the look of but wouldn't buy even when I win the Euro Millions. The BMW GS 1300, any of the Ducatis, Triumph's Rocket 3, any race replicas, as I'm too old to bend myself into ones. Onto pet hates. These include brand snobs. 2 wheels and an engine make it a bike, not the badge on it. Drink or drug driving, there's no need to do it. Excessive speed, and I don't mean 10 to 20 miles an hour over the limit on a motorway, but stupid speeds over 120 miles an hour, speeding in built up areas. Thanks for watching and ride safe, Grandad on the